Hello everybody, my name is Bray Wyckoff, Director of Kingdom Writers Association, and I just wanted to talk to you a little bit about what it takes to get yourself out there and get yourself published, and what it's going to take from you to make that happen. So the first thing is you need to be reading. Are you reading books? Are you reading the subject matter that you're currently writing or that you feel led to write? You need to just keep reading and look at what other authors have put out there and what resonates with you, because there's going to be certain words, there's going to be certain sentences, paragraphs, and then entire books that just completely resonate with you. And you're not there to copy what they're doing, but there's something that's happening. There's an impartation that you're going to receive from that author, and it's really going to push you in your writing career. And your voice is going to shine through. So that's the first thing. You need to be reading. The second thing is, guess what? You need to be writing. You should be writing. I would say every day. Stephen King, he writes at minimum 2,500 words a day, and he doesn't take any time off until he finishes a book, and then I think he only takes a day off, and then he's on to the next thing. So what I'm saying is you just need to find out what that rhythm is. Find that flow that's going to work with you. Maybe it's just a sentence a day. Maybe it's just journaling. Maybe it's just tackling that first paragraph of a thought that's been planted inside your mind. Whatever it is that motivates you to write. You just need to be writing, because that keeps you in the flow, that keeps you in a rhythm, and keeps your voice alive. But don't be discouraged if you miss a day, or you don't, or something happens. Don't get into the place of frustration. That's not where you need to be. You need to be staying positive, and don't worry about what's happened in the past, but just stay focused on where you're going. And today is a new day, so start fresh, start today. So first thing, read. Next thing, write. And then the third thing, as you write, and if you're writing your book and your manuscript or screenplay or whatever it is, don't edit. Don't fall victim to the editing process where you are staying on the same paragraph for a month because you need to make it perfect. Oh, we got a plane. I'm out here in Cleveland, Ohio, at a conference, so I'm just sitting out here at the park. I've got the city over here behind me. I'm not sure if I can reverse this, but I don't think I can. But I'm just looking at the city over here, and behind me is Lake Erie. So it's an amazing venue to be talking to you today. But so the third thing is don't edit yourself. You just need to write. You just need to dump all your thoughts out onto paper, onto your computer, whatever it is, to get that manuscript out, to get that book completed. You're getting the bones, you're getting the structure of the story out. Then after you've finished, after you've finally said the end, at the very end, you've finished your story, then you go back to rewrites and get your beta readers, go to a critique group, or you could even be starting the critique group as you're writing. That's a great process because you're going to get feedback. But if you're in a critique group, do not sit on everything they've talked about. Record it, write it down, but don't edit. Get it all out, come back to the very beginning. Once it's all done, then you edit. Got it? No editing allowed. I'm telling you, this is going to help you get your breakthrough and get your stuff out there. Find a group. That's my fourth thing. Find a group that's going to encourage you, that's going to love on you, that appreciates who you are, that talks books, that talks shop with you, and they're going to push you to go to the next level, just like you're going to encourage them to go to the next level. So finding a group, even if it's one other person. Do you realize C.S. Lewis and J.R. Tolkien, two guys, started out just by themselves, and then they formed a group. It was the Inklings that ran for 17 years. They gathered every week talking about their books, sparring against one another, talking about even simple sentence structure, and or storylines, just the beautiful process of hanging out with a group. And so at Kingdom Writers Association, we have a monthly gathering where we have 60, 70 writers showing up each month, and we encourage, equip, and empower them. So find a group, get together with them, find us time to do that, like coffee, whatever it is, to hang out and talk about your book, talk about their books, and talk about the next steps in your process or the struggles that you're going through. And then the fifth thing I want to talk to you about is find time to write. No more excuses. I hear this all the time. I don't have time. That is a bunch of baloney. You do have time. Turn off the TV. That's your number one. That is your time sucker right there. And then you need to schedule it. Just like you're going to your job. You go to your job 8 to 5, whatever it is, 9 to 5. Well, you have to. This is not a hobby, right? So you need to write that book. You need to schedule the time. You need to go to Starbucks, get out of the house, go to some place, go to a park. I don't care where it is that you need to be quiet to write, or if you don't mind noise, go to a coffee shop, put in your earphones and start writing. Schedule it out with your family. Let them know this is important to you, and you're going to block out time to write. So make it happen. There are plenty of famous and authors out there that didn't argue that they didn't have time. They made time. Whether they were riding on a train every morning to work, 45 minutes a day, they would write during that time. Or they were working 3 jobs and they still found time to write. Whatever it was, they found time. So don't let that be an excuse. That is in your mind. That's a mindset. You need to break that off. Find the time. You need to do that. And then lastly, write because it hurts if you don't. If you need to have the passion to write that book. And if you don't, there's something, you feel sick inside. You need to cure that and get that book out. Get that written and pulled out of you. There's something that God has deposited inside of you, and it's time to pull it out. You got to get it out. Give birth to this baby that you've been impregnated with. Hate to say that for guys because it's a hard thing for us to think about, but there's something burning inside your heart. You got to get it out. So make it happen, and don't give up, and above all, do not write to become rich and famous. That just isn't going to work. Write because you are passionate about writing, and you've got something to say, and there's a story that burns inside of you to let it out. So number 1, read. Number 2, write. Number 3, don't edit. Number 4, find a group. Number 5, find time to write. And number 6, write because it hurts if you don't. So I hope this has been a blessing for you guys, and I look forward to seeing what happens in your life. You can always stay connected with us. Email me at kingdomwritersinfo@gmail.com. You can also visit our website, www.kingdomwritersassociation.com. So love you all, and take care. We'll see you next time.